We got some showers today. I need to check the weather and see how much of this we're getting. I'm getting motivated this morning. I got, I guess, 3 saws I need to sharpen before we get started. And hopefully it don't rain all day. I don't think it's supposed to. It rained last night and I slept so wonderful in the rain. Oh my gosh. But we got to sharpen the little 440 here. We're definitely gonna need that for some branches. Took the 391 out of the sawmill, so I gotta take this milling chain off. As you can see, the teeth are real straight compared to this chain here. This should be a crosscut chain. Yep. So we're gonna sharpen that up. It's got about half the life left in it. So we're gonna put the crosscut chain on that saw and of course sharpen it. And then we got the MS310 here with a milling chain on it. We're gonna leave that milling chain on there, ripping chain, and sharpen that up. It's 9 o'clock now, so it's showing 2 hours of 100%. I guess that means the full area is getting rain. And then we get up to 1 and 2, it slows down some, I guess. And then 4, 5, and 6. So it looks like a whole freaking day of showers. Golly. All the way until tomorrow. Wow, man. So I guess we're hanging out by the fire, getting these chainsaws set up and sharp. I thought I was gonna be working hard today on this tree, and now I don't really know how the weather's gonna be. But I guess if there's any windows of opportunity that it stops raining, I might crank up the saw and start getting busy. But this is going to take me a couple hours to get all these saws set up and sharp anyway. So that's what we're doing. I guess I got to go collect some more firewood. That's going to be a daily chore pretty much all winter. Had this burning pretty nice for probably a couple hours. Staying warm, man. We got super sharp saws. Sharpen that one, and this bad boy right here. It is about 1:45 and it's still raining. It's not raining bad. I wouldn't mind really cutting in it and working in it, but I don't really want to get my camera wet. So I'm just kind of waiting this out. Blame it on the rain. So I'm just hanging out. I don't know how long this is gonna last, or I don't know if I'll get a window to really play with saws today. I am enjoying this fire though. Just kind of hanging out, watching some videos. Now I got the saws sharp and ready. Enjoying the view. Staying warm, brother. Staying warm. Good morning again. Another great night of sleep in the rain. It's pretty nice. Long day yesterday. Sat by this fire all night in the rain, and here I am again in the morning, getting it fired back up. It was still pretty warm from last night. I think it's supposed to rain for about 2 more hours until noon. That's what the weather shows anyway. It ain't really raining now, but it's calling for it to start again. Well, it's raining some. And it's pretty cold. Brr. How cold is it? 40 something, I think. Lots of leaves falling. Anyway, I'm gonna get warm, fixing me some coffee. Hopefully this rain will stop in a couple hours and I can start cutting this tree. I've been looking forward to cutting this tree, dang it. So, hopefully we'll be getting it in. Look at this huge tree, man. Holy crap. Oh, so freaking windy and cold. I'm tempted to put my coveralls on. But then I feel like when I put them on, I'm going to be too hot. Because it's really not that cold. I think it's like around 50 now. But just the wind and everything. I think I'm going to play around with the freshly sharpened crosscut chain. This is kind of exciting. I always keep pretty much a milling ripping chain on this. So I've only really used it for bucking logs a couple times. So it's pretty exciting. I hit the rakers and sharpened the crap out of this thing. So I'm hoping it's gonna cut nice and straight for me. Because I kind of have some plans for this big, huge part right here. I'm gonna crank this up. See if I can get a nice straight cut on this end here while it's up on off the ground. See what we can do here. I kind of have a plan, different plans mixed in this log, and I really hope I can manage moving this around. It's just so big. I don't know. We're gonna find out what we could do. Very nice. That cut very, very nice. That was a very nice cut, man. That thing is cutting. Well, we got us a huge piece of firewood. See, even that chunk right there is super heavy. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this huge freaking stump, but I'm thinking I need about like a 32-inch piece. I was thinking about kind of a stand from a bandsaw. Thinking about 32-inch tall. That'll make the bandsaw up about that high, I guess. We'll see. I gotta get a tape measure. Let's get it in. It is raining again. Let's see, 32 is about here. That's a big hunk of log. That is huge. Two is about right there. So I think I need like a pretty thick bottom and a pretty thick top. So I'm thinking about like a stand for my bandsaw, but have a top or have a bottom and a top on hinges and bore out the center one way to make it lighter, to bore it out, to hollow it out, so it'll be like a stand and a storage maybe. I'm gonna attempt it. I don't really know how possible. I really haven't worked with logs this big as far as chainsaw carving. One tough thing is also having the top and the bottom both level. I need one of these with two of them. Just adjustable. I wonder if they make those. Or I could get another one and make one. I need that in my life. I think that hot. I need a marker so I can mark these. All right, now I need to bore these out, cut a square out of the center of them, and hopefully make them a lot lighter so I can move them into the shelter. And I think I'm gonna cut just, maybe I should do another one. I was thinking about cutting a bunch of like slabs for like tables and tabletops and stuff, but maybe I should do one more big piece like these so I can make these big log chests out of them. And then, I mean, God, we have a lot of tree here. A whole lot of tree here. Whole lot of firewood in that top. Especially the branches, they should burn pretty good. I definitely want this cut up. Set my bottoms and tops in here with the tops facing up. So yeah, we got the bandsaw and the drill press here, so I'm wanting to use them kind of for those for the time being. Those cuts definitely warmed me up a little bit. I'm still chilly and it's still kind of raining some. A little miserable. Trying to think of which saw I should use to bore these out. Should I use a ripping chain or crosscut chain? I'm not sure. Another fire rain break. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can bore this first one out. Hopefully this thing will bore okay with this long ass bar. Let's try it. It's pretty sharp still, so I'm hoping I don't have a problem. Especially with kickback. The longer the bar, the more dangerous the kickback is. So, see what we can do here. Come on, man. See if we can take a lot of weight out of this. That's a big chunk. Way close to that edge. Oh my gosh. That kind of sucks. I went way too close to that. This one too, I gotta be real careful with that. That is not much meat there. I went way close to that edge. It'll still be okay. And then we got a lot in here that we can bore out. I really just wanted to take a whole lot of weight out of this so I can move it inside and pretty much let this thing dry out for quite a while. I'm not really planning, I'm not doing this to finish them right now. I'm just doing that main bore cut to take out a lot of weight so I can move it inside. These are going to be future projects. I don't have to finish for them or anything right now, or hinges or anything I need to really finish turning them into log boxes or chests or whatever, but I am gonna put them in here, set them up as stands like a table for tools, and just let it dry like that. So see, that removed a whole lot of weight. I can actually move them, or move it. Still heavy. Yeah, huge freaking log, man. Holy crap, that thing is big. It's gonna be so awesome. I don't know what I'm gonna do, if I'm removing the bark or what in the future. It's pretty much gonna sit here like this and dry. I'm gonna put my bandsaw or drill press on it. That'll add some weight and help it dry flat. And then eventually this right here will be a hinged lid and a huge storage in here. It'll be a lot bigger when I carve it out and bore it out more. A lot closer to the outer ring here. A little disappointing that I went so close to that one, but man, this saw just eats and it's so heavy. You know, worrying about the kickback more than anything, but that's a start. I still I think this is gonna turn out amazing, really. So I just gotta kind of figure out where it goes to line it up, and we'll let that sit and dry, let that sap dry up inside, and it's just gonna sit here for probably a couple months, just like that. This thing freaking cut super good. It did them bore cuts real nice. I thought about using the milling ripping chain. This chain did wonderful. I think I'm gonna fuel it up and do it again to this other log. We are saving the milling chain here for other ideas. Maybe do some cross cuts with it soon. Sit here by the fire and warm up a little bit. Take a little break. That was a little bit of labor. So I'm gonna fuel oil this thing up, do it again to this other log, and we'll have two of these big old barrel log barrel workbenches, whatever they become in the future. For now, the time being, I'm just going to use them to sit some tools on while they dry, keep some weight on top of them while they dry out decently, you know. And now that the weather's cool, they'll kind of slow dry. That should prevent a lot of cracking and everything, since it'll slow dry instead of being in humid heat, you know, making them dry faster and crack. So that's my mission. I'm gonna bore this other one out and decide if I want to cut more of these or just some tabletop slabs or what. Like this, for example. This is poplar. I cut this years ago. This thing is actually prettier. It's kind of dirty and ashy and dusty and stuff, but it's actually got a nice clear coat on it. I could actually wipe this off and clean it up. Really nice. But these tops are really nice to have. You can see a big old crack in this one where I keep my thermometers. So it never hurts to have those. Those make some very nice tabletops after they dry. Hopefully these pine ones don't crack like that. Hopefully they'll... I think pine is pretty good at staying together and not cracking. That's why a lot of corporations, they make the framing lumber out of them, because it's kind of like the best stuff pretty much for framing and keeping solid pieces of wood, you know. Oh yeah, it's super windy, but we getting it in. I ain't gonna gripe about how miserable this is right now. Everything's wet. I'm debating if I should wait until tomorrow to really start attacking the top of this tree and cutting all that up, them branches and everything. Maybe it'll dry up, and I think the rain is sort of done from the storm or whatever. So, man, I've been watching videos of Jamaica and everything. Holy cow. And Texas and down there. I can't imagine all the floods and everything. Man, I think I watched one video, it was saying like 150. Don't quote me on that. I'm not exactly sure what they said, but I think like 150 miles an hour winds. Man. Dinner time. Got me a side salad, potato wedges, some bread rolls, ketchup for the potato wedges. Got us some chicken tenders with some ranch. And Melissa sent me some badass, what does that say? Oh, I thought it said butt. I can't see. Badass hot sauce, mango. This stuff is super good, man. Super good. So I put that on my chicken tenders. I'm gonna dip that in some ranch. Got some ranch on the salad, some potato wedges and rolls. I'm excited, real excited. I just rode up to the gas station, make dinner easy. I am gonna bore out this other log. Probably not gonna record it. I think I'm gonna sit and go ahead and get this video out for the YouTube family. I gotta get these videos out, man. The revenue is looking like so I gotta get motivated, man. Get to recording again and everything. So tomorrow I'll show you the second log that I bore out. Probably work on the top of this tree. I need to do a little P.O. box opening. I got about 4 or 5 packages in there I need to open. I've had them for a while. I don't know. I love you guys. Hope y'all enjoyed my little pine tree cutting video. Those are some huge freaking logs. I've been wanting to do that for a while. Tomorrow, I'm really hoping it's going to be less windy, hopefully a little warmer, not raining, and I'll be a whole lot more motivated. Start tearing up the top of this tree. I might even cut a couple more of these big logs for boxes and some tabletop cuts and a whole lot of firewood. I think I'll be a lot more motivated tomorrow. I'm just kind of like yesterday. I just kind of relaxed a lot in the rain. Slept pretty nice past couple nights that it was raining, but I'm hoping the weather is gonna get nicer and more motivating, even though the cold's coming. Oh, trying to get used to it again.